Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas, and I have been playing Oblivion Remastered on Xbox Gamepass, and I'm going to come out and say it's not very good, but let me say, I know I am in the minority here. I know that people love it, I get it, okay? But I don't. I really don't get it. It's not for me. So let me explain. Oblivion is a classic. To me, I love that old, 20 years ago look of the game. It looked like Vaseline smeared all over it, and it was bright but colourful, but bland at the same time. It was janky. It was tricky to learn, but I loved it, and that's my problem. I love this. This is what I love, okay? This is the original Oblivion, from, 2006? I think it came out on Xbox 360. Originally as well, I didn't even like Oblivion when it first came out. A couple of years later, 2 years, I think after maybe I played Fallout 3, I came back to Oblivion and actually really, really loved it. I've played it a couple of times since then, and I adore Cyrodiil. I adore the world. I adore the Oblivion, everything about it. I found it tricky at first, but I got around it. The problem I have with the remastered version of it, although it's more of a remake, like an almost one-to-one remake, is it looks really good. If it wasn't Oblivion, if this was the Elder Scrolls 6, it'd look pretty damn good, and I'd love it more than what I do now. But it's not the Elder Scrolls 6, they're just remaking an old game. One good thing I will say for it, though, is even though I haven't played it on Game Pass, it is $50, and I feel like that's a big FU to Nintendo, who's trying to sell Mario Kart for $80. It's like, no, Nintendo, no. So good on Microsoft and good on Bethesda for actually, making it $50. Really, really good. But apart from that, that's the only benefit, but I play on Game Pass anyway, so meh, whatever. It looks really nice, like I was saying. It looks really, really nice, but it's not Oblivion, is it? It's not how Oblivion would look. It needs to be brighter. They're trying to make it look more like Skyrim. I mean, you just look at it as okay, look at the original Oblivion, look at the HUD, the UI on screen that you would see, okay? And now look at Oblivion Remastered and see what that looks like. It looks more akin to something like Skyrim. So they're trying to modernize it. I get it, okay. But the leveling system, okay, right, why? The leveling system in Oblivion Remastered is simplified, okay? It is more like something you would see in Skyrim, for example. Why pander to people who find games tricky and difficult? Why not keep it as it originally was? I know some of the developers will come out on record and say that, the Oblivion was a mistake, the leveling up system was a mistake. Well, no, it was good because it made you think, it made you prepare. It was a good leveling system if you knew what you were doing. And if you knew what you were doing, then you knew how to play the game properly. That is another issue I have. The idea of it being a one-to-one, remastered, remake, whatever, yeah, I know that is going to appease a lot of people, but it's not Oblivion to me. Oblivion, like I say, is that awful Vaseline screen and the classic colour and the jankiness of it. And I know the jankiness is that I've experienced some of the jankiness myself. I've experienced some bugs, glitches, and I will say the Oblivion gates, they do look pretty awesome in the remastered version. Again, that's another really awesome thing in the game. But aside from the price and the Oblivion gates, it just doesn't do it for me. And I said, I absolutely know I'm in the minority here, and I know there's going to be people in the comments just ranting at me, having a go. Well, you know what? It's my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. I've seen so many people praise this game. It's brilliant. It's awesome. And another game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I've not tried that yet. Admittedly, that does look good, and I will get round to it. I was going to get it on PS5, though, rather than play it on Game Pass, just because it's physical. I always go for physical when I can. Oblivion obviously doesn't have a physical edition, and he has digital, so I went with Game Pass because it was cheaper. But yeah, I know I'm in the minority, and I get it. You're entitled to go to the comments and rant and rave and tell me I'm wrong. That's fine, because your opinion is that the Oblivion Remastered game is good. And that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm just really disappointed. Why are we remaking games from 20 years ago instead of making new games? Why? Why are we releasing a version of Oblivion that looks a little bit like Skyrim. Oh, because people are sick of buying Skyrim, so if we make something that looks like Skyrim, people will buy that instead. And hey-ho, that's what's happened. Why? What I want to know is, with the Oblivion Remastered, why didn't they keep the colour palette the same? I'm pretty sure there's mods out there already on PC that you can kind of change some of these things back to the original version of Oblivion, or at least the colour palette. Look, I know, it's very brown though, isn't it? You look at Oblivion Remastered, okay, brilliant. It's brown. It's brown. It's brown! Where's the colour? Where's the green? Where's the greenness of it? And I know the sections that are green, but the original world of Cyrodiil was awesome. Green. Colourful. Janky. Amazing. But that's gone. It's not there in the remastered version. Maybe sometimes you need to let things go. Maybe I need to let it go. Like a Disney princess, I need to let it go. Or do I? You know, like I said, I have such fond memories of this game. I love it. I love how it was. And I could probably go back to this now and enjoy it more than the remastered version. But is that right for me to do? I'm holding on to the past. I don't know whether I should be holding on to the past. Is it silly of me? Let me know in the comments, by the way. You know, like I say, this is still my opinion, but you still need to let me know if it's silly holding on to the past. When it comes to other remakes, like, for example, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4. I adore Resident Evil 2 and 4. There's no doubt about it. The originals, oh my God, I love those games. But holy crap, the Resident Evil 2 remake, fantastic. And do you know what? I actually prefer the Resident Evil 4 remake than the original remake. But again, that's just opinion. I couldn't tell you exactly why. I have very fond memories of those two games as well. But holy crap, that Resident Evil 4 remake really, really pushed it further. So my vision of an Oblivion remake, remaster, whatever, would be colourful, okay? Yep, colourful, and retain that original levelling system. People will find it difficult, but that's the problem today. Gamers are too... what's the word? I don't want to say dumb, because I'm not calling you dumb. I'm not calling you dumb. I'm calling myself dumb. Gamers are dumb, okay? That is the problem. They just want simple, straightforward. They want a marker to say, go here, instead of trying to figure out something themselves. And I get it, some games, yeah, you are better off having a marker telling you where to go because they don't explain very well what you should do. I've experienced a game like that very recently. I will talk about in a video pretty soon, I think. But anyway, I think Oblivion should have really stuck more to its original rather than try and evolve some things. Some things in its evolution are better. You know, that they are better. There's no doubt about it. But it's not the original Oblivion, and that's my problem. I'm hung up on the past. I am hung up on the past, and that is why I think the Oblivion remaster isn't as good as it could be. And like I said, I know I'm in the minority. It's fine. I get it. I am in the minority. I'm perfectly happy to accept that you all think I'm wrong. Perfectly fine. I don't care. You know, I suppose the title of this video is going to be something like the Oblivion remaster is crap, or it sucks, or something like that, with a picture of my ugly mug like that, and Oblivion, whatever. But again, it's my opinion. So please let me know what you think of the Oblivion remaster in the comments. Change my mind. You know, you've got permission to try and change my mind. Get me over the original. Get me past this and get me into the remake. What is there for me to enjoy in this remaster? Just tell me how to do it, please. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever people do on YouTube, and there'll be some videos hanging around and a little subscribe thing just down below there if you fancy clicking it, or any of these other videos. It'd be really appreciated, genuinely. And also, yeah, go on, rant off in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.